What events in your life have completely changed your surroundings? Maybe it was moving across the country or changing schools for the first time. Now, can you think of any events that affected your whole country in a similar way? Something that changed the way we view the world. It is hard to imagine an earth-shattering event occurring now, and it was even harder to imagine before the Great War, as World War I was later known. The First World War destroyed powerful empires and redefined warfare for generations to come, ultimately leaving a traumatic mark on all those who lived through it. World War I was a global conflict involving over 70 million soldiers from 40 different countries. It lasted from July 1914 until November 1918 and resulted in the deaths of 9 million combatants and 7 million civilians. The conflict dragged countries and soldiers onto bloody battlefields that became testing grounds for terrifying new warfare strategies and technologies. The primary method of transportation on a battlefield before World War I was the horse, but by the time the war ended in 1918, there were thousands of tanks being used. Other common military technologies we take for granted nowadays, such as machine guns, submarines, and fighter planes, all made their deadly debuts during the Great War. By the end of World War I, two empires that had been in existence for a combined 600 years, the Ottoman Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, had completely crumbled. Over 10 new countries were created in their place, although some of these borders would be contested for years to come. The great Russian and German empires, which were led by emperors for hundreds of years, were violently overthrown by revolutions and transformed into republics. Besides political upheaval, World War I was also the background for one of the deadliest natural disasters in human history, the 1918 flu pandemic. It is estimated that 3 to 5% of the world's population was infected and killed by this deadly disease. The war to end all wars was the first truly global war involving all the strongest political and economic powers of the time. For several years, these countries sacrificed their populations and economies to win a war that most people did not support. Although the Allied powers eventually prevailed, all participants in the war agreed that everything should be done to prevent another war in the future.